Hi guys, I'm Anissa and I'm back with another video. Today I want to share with you my weekly wrap up of the things that I read over the past week. And I did do it, so I have so I'm a little surprised, but I only have 5 books to talk to you about, but still a lot, no bad at all. I just thought I had read more. So the first thing that I finished was actually Overdue, and I finished Heartstopper Volume 3 by Adler-Olsen. This is obviously the 3rd volume in a series. We are following Charlie and Nick. Yeah. And their romance, and Nick is bisexual and has just come out before this to his mother and is not out to his friends yet. And Charlie was sort of unintentionally sort of outed without his permission or whatever, and had a little bit of a hard time. And then they go to Paris in this one as well, so there's a school trip and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. These are always super well written and very I had a smile on my face on through the majority of this book, but there's also obviously some difficult moments because they've been through some yeah, they receive hurtful messages from other people who don't understand them, and so that's not fun, but I enjoyed it overall and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next thing that I finished was I finished listening to Offer 2117 or Victim 2117. Now this has been translated, so I'm gonna do a full review of this as much as I can without spoiling too much. The Department Q series is an investigation series where they are following cold cases. The lead investigator from this department is Carl Mørk. Carl Mørk is yeah, someone that people don't really like, so he was sort of hidden away in the basement so that at least the minimum people were in contact with him. But he demands that he gets an assistant, and one of those assistants that he gets is Assad. He's a Syrian refugee. You don't really know a lot of things about him. And in this one, we get all of the answers that were missing to his character. So everything revealed about who he is and why he was so secretive about his past life. We also have Rose. Rose, we found out a lot of things in the previous book to this one, and she has schizophrenia and has a lot of things that she's dealing with, and yeah. And then there's Gordon, who is a newly acquired one. I think he came in the 6th one or something like that. But as I said, this is all about Assad. Assad, what he came through. Obviously there's also a case running alongside it, but it has to do with him. So you get to know everything about him and why he is. It was very difficult to read it and listening to it because they always are. I think I preferred the previous one to this one, so I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars, but I still really enjoyed my time with it. I speed through these books. They are so engaging, and you definitely want to keep on reading them. So in that way I really enjoyed my time with it, and yeah, 4 out of 5 stars, as I said. Very happy I read on. The next thing that I finished was Dæmonens by Mikkel Wendelboe. This is translating to Danish. To English, the title would be The Demon's Web, but this series has never been translated, and I don't think it's going to be, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't think it makes a lot of sense for you to hear about it if you can't read it anyway. But it's the second in a series, and this is a fantasy world where we are following elves, and they are sort of 3 main characters. They are actually half elves at this point. They were in the first book swept into this world of the Anya, which is somewhere different than Earth, so they went through a portal and into this world, and so they are trying to come to terms with things. Things happened by the end of the first book, so they're now on a quest, and that's basically the majority of this book. I enjoyed my time with it. It was a lot of fun. I think it was better than the first one, and I was definitely engaged throughout the book, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. But as I said, not translated, so I don't know what you want to do with that information. The last and final thing that I finished for Dewey's was Mislaid in Parts Half Known by John and McGuire. This is the it's the 9th book in the Wayward children's series, and I liked it. It was my favorite. There are definitely elements that were really good, but there was also other places where I felt like it was dragging a little bit. This one follows, what's her name? And see, she is the one who was in, she's the one who was in Lost in the Moment and Found, where she's sort of been in a store that has doors to everywhere, and sort of been taken advantage of, and so doesn't really want to go back to that place. But then because she has to help someone out, they end up back there anyway, and reluctantly she's in a new, because he goes on the search for someone in a different world, and has sort of yeah, it was interesting and I liked it. It was a world in the past obviously, and filled with dinosaurs, and it was interesting. I liked it. The dinosaur elements obviously added something to it. The previous one also had dinosaurs. That was a fun thing as well. But I liked it a bit, but yeah, I don't know. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Still a decent book, but it's definitely not my favorite in the series, and I think yeah, I hope that the next one will be better. Yeah, so that is the last thing I finished for Dewey's, and then just today I just wanted to add it in, so I didn't finish it last week, but I finished it just today on my way home, and that was About Time by Jodi Taylor, the most recent book in the Time Police series. This book is I think it's the 4th book in the series, or 5th. I'm a little uncertain, but I really enjoyed my time with this. It was really funny because this one takes sort of a mystery. The Time Police series is a time travel series that goes back in time, and it's sort of a spin-off series to the St. Mary's series, and the St. Mary's is a place where they go back in time to sort of check out what happened, record what happened, and give that back to the archives or whatever, so that they have made sure to get the history right. And the Time Police, and there are some people wanting to sort of take advantage of the system and doing it for their own purposes, so the Time Police is making sure that people are following the rules, and obviously that never happens. So they have a lot of things going on, and the Time Police, they have 3 different perspectives between characters, and so that's really interesting. One of the things I really liked about this one is that or I found it funny because I've been listening to a podcast that is with it's a Danish podcast called Up From the Rabbit Hole. I'm very far behind on everything, but it is it's one from, I think, 2023, an episode from 2023. They were talking about Nikola Tesla, a scientist type person, and in this one they go back to Nikola Tesla and talking to him, and something to do with his sort of the conspiracy theories that were surrounding him, and adding those into the mix. So I just heard about them, and then he was in this book, and it was really interesting because everything was fresh in my mind, so I could really follow along with what was going on, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, but there were definitely a lot of things happening. There were the mystery was good as well, and definitely interested in keeping on reading, obviously, and I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I definitely enjoyed it. I think it's my favorite book of the past week, so very happy I read it. I haven't really made my mind up about it because I just finished it, but I think that's where I'm at. So yeah, so those were the things that I finished. Now let's talk a little bit about books that I'm working on. I am currently working on still Carrots by Ice by Nalin Singh. I'm not very much further than I was on Friday, but I am on page 206. So I think I read 10 more pages in this. And in the Empire of the Vampire, I am on page, I made a little bit of progress yesterday, 502. So I have 200 pages left. I think it amounts to about 2 hours of the audio. So 4 hours of the audio, I think. Yeah. So I definitely have to listen to a lot of audio over the next coming days if I have to finish it before the 30th of April. So that is my main priority, those 2 books, to finish them over the next coming days. And then I have to start a buddy read with Seanan from Seanan Riddler. We are continuing with the Dark Hunter series, but I haven't started it yet, so I don't add it to this video. So yeah, those are the things that I have been working on over the past week and finished. Let me know in the comments down below what you have been working on over the past week. Have you finished anything, and what were your favorite thing that you've read? Let me know about that in the comments down below. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.